The Queen of Granada, by M. Riff. Chapter 115, Babylon. I remembered one of our sociology professors saying, when you dive into registry research and feel lost, there is a chance that an autistic person, with or without a diagnosis, had designed the system. Autistic minds thrive on predictable systems. If that were true, I would imagine that autistic individuals would prefer numbers and dates to words. Then these cabinets and drawers would be organized by year, month, and day, and not names. I stood up and began counting the drawers in a cabinet, hoping for 7, matching the weekdays. But there were 10, not fitting either weeks or months. Maybe I should count the numbers of cabinets in a row. As a starting point, I put my backpack down and walked along a row, counting the cabinets. I counted them again on my way back. There were 40 cabinets. With 10 drawers in each cabinet, it would make 400 drawers in total. If it were to correspond to the number of days in a year, there should have been 365 or 366 drawers, depending on whether it was a leap year or not. Rosen turned to Rita and asked, "Have you ever learned about the history of calendars?" Rita replied, "Not really. I once asked our history teacher, since when a week has had 7 days. It could have been 5, like the number of fingers on one hand." She looked at Rosen and asked, "You want to know what she said?" Rosen shook her head. Rita continued, "She said it was not irrelevant to history class." Rosen chuckled, "I can see why you got tired of school. When I was stuck in that bunker, I wished I knew more about the history of months, weeks, and days. I wished I'd learned something about genealogical research in sociology." Rita said, "I actually went to the library and borrowed some books on the history of calendars. I found out that the concept of a 7-day week first appeared in ancient Babylon, about 2,600 years ago." Rosen cast a curious glance at Rita. For a moment, Rita reminded her of Pal, who also had a knack for absorbing knowledge from library books. It seemed they both enjoyed delving into topics most people found dull. To confirm, she asked, "Do you know much about Babylonian history?" Rita replied, "Yes, I do. I was impressed by their ingenuity. They produced, among other things, soap, and as many as 20 different kinds of beer." Rosen said, "You probably know that the number 360 held great importance in ancient Babylon." Rita nodded, "Yes, it did. They used a base, 60 numbering system. That's why we have 60 minutes in an hour, 60 seconds in a minute, and 360 degrees in a circle. That number system is probably around 5,000 years old." Rosen mused, "If you'd been with me in that bunker that night, we could have helped each other gain access to the archive."